Over the past few years, dogs labeled in other countries as dangerous have become more popular in Jamaica, raising some concerns. The fact that some of these dogs have been involved in deaths hasn't made things easy for owners. Robert Yee Kiao has owned and bred dogs locally for over 3 decades and was one of the original breeders of Pitbulls in Jamaica.
Pitbulls, as they're called, or bulldogs, are just like most other dogs, just that Pitbulls were bred initially for a particular reason. That is, they were bred for fighting. They're also very good family dogs, but that has apparently taken a backstage now.
The Pitbull breeder theorizes that some of the problems that have surfaced recently with different breeds of dogs is due to the fact that many Jamaicans are unfamiliar with the various breeds and their purposes.
Dogs have been bred throughout the world for different reasons. You have toy dogs, which provide companionship. Some of them are pretty aggressive. The Corgi is pretty aggressive, so is a Shih Tzu, and even Chihuahuas are known to be aggressive, unmanageable. The owners sometimes can't handle them, they just push the feed to them, and that's it.
Brian Paul Welsh owns 8 bull breed dogs. While understanding the concerns being raised about certain breeds, he argues that all dogs should not be blacklisted because of their breed.
They are powerful breeds of dogs, and with power comes responsibility. So the dogs inherently are not dangerous, but depending on how they are raised and how they are bred, they can be. The potential is there for that because they are, as you can see, they're powerfully built. They're loyal, they're sticking to me, they're obedient. And so if you raise a dog in an incorrect way, in a poor way, and it's already a powerful breed, then you may very well end up with a dangerous dog.
There have been several calls for legislation to govern some breeds of dogs, with some arguing that certain breeds should be banned from the island. But some dog owners believe that's not necessary.
Wherever there has been such legislation, it hasn't been particularly effective. If anything, it has driven the ownership of these dogs underground, away from the public eye and into the wrong hands. I think that we need more comprehensive legislative reform in relation to animal husbandry in general, and on that framework and platform we can then introduce legislation, policies and regulations that will positively impact how the animals are raised and how they are kept.
He argues that any legislative change made should require owners to be more responsible.
That's part of the issue with owning them. You have to be almost paranoid, you have to be very alert and aware of what's going on around you, because they are powerfully built animals, and if they don't have direction, then they can put you in trouble. Pets in particular need to have some sort of framework, some sort of regulation about what responsibilities the owners have. For instance, in the US they have leash laws. In Jamaica we have no such thing. As it relates to the kind of yard that is ideal for a dog. As you can see, my yard is fully fenced with a high gate, and there is no breaches in the fence, so they can't get out into the public. So those are the kind of things that I think, if I were to suggest some sort of regulations, that's what I would suggest. But I would not want to go as far as to suggest who could possibly own them, because then you go into dangerous territory.
Robert Yee Kiao agrees, adding that most dogs have an aggressive side. Therefore, outlawing certain breeds isn't necessarily the way to go.
You'll always have dogs that are aggressive. I mean, we've had instances where other breeds different breeds have killed people here. Mongrels, this unfortunate person at that Golden Age home a couple of years ago, was killed by a pack of local mongrel dogs, if you want to call them that.
Pitbull Terriers originated in the United Kingdom centuries ago, at a time when dog fighting was a sport, especially popular among the working classes. Pitbull owners argue that despite the breed's reputation for being highly aggressive, the dogs are by nature very friendly to people, but not usually to other dogs. Owners also say Pitbulls can be trained to be sociable dogs, and that's what Andre Kelly says he has done. He has bred and sold Pitbulls for 4 years, and he says his dogs are friendly.
We can't send you over there, I'm not trouble. So that's 2 years grow your dog. You see me? So see if you grow him from a puppy and you put certain instinct in him, certain, you see me, aggression, he might show the aggression that throughout him growing. See what I say? So if you have a dog and you grow him aggressive, I'm going to push out that aggression there, you see me? So me not grow him. Nah, none of them aggressive, so them grow who come be a house dog, you see me?
The young Pitbull breeder says he advertises his dogs for sale on social media and some local websites. While not discriminating against individuals who want to buy his pups, he does offer some advice to buyers.
Yeah, if I come with your money, and your money right, I can sell you a puppy. You see me? 15 grams, I sell pups for sale myself. I tell them, say, yo, well, if you want a dog to protect your yard, you have to bring him. You have to carry him, go train him, whatsoever. You see me? But if you want a dog, well, it's a pet. You grow him as a pet. You see me? You deal with him nice. Play with him and them things, they buy him like a ball and them things. You see me? You grow him on a level where you know, say, yeah, anybody can come around him there.
Unlike Andre, Robert Yikiao is more discerning about whom he sells his pups.
I sort of watch and temperament. If I have dogs that are out, I'll watch how they respond to the dog, how they react to them. I'll listen to how they speak about dogs and their desire for wanting a dog. And sometimes you can pick up that there's a lot of hype and they are into the hype thing. And you make a call at that point, a decision at that point whether you're going to sell or not.
A few weeks ago, the Trinidad and Tobago government enacted a dog control bill to accompany the Twin Island state's dangerous dog bill. The dog control bill will see owners of dangerous dogs such as Pitbulls facing a 10-year jail term and significant fines if the dog kills a person. Many argue that legislation such as this is necessary in Jamaica to curtail arbitrary ownership of certain breeds. While conceding that legislation is necessary to control the dogs which are already here, dog owners argue that the indiscriminate breeding and selling of dangerous dog breeds is the root issue that needs to be addressed.
Because of our proximity to the US, a pit bull or a bulldog is seen as a status symbol. It means that I have the equivalent of a high-powered weapon with me. I'm walking my dog on the road and people are going left and right because I'm walking and I'm straining to this dog that's pulling me along. So it sort of empowers us, unfortunately. It's a status symbol.